Hello. An NHS patient died from a drugs overdose at the hands of a doctor just 4 weeks after health workers were warned about the risks of administering large doses.
It's day 5 of the inquest into the death of this man, David Gray, who lived in Cambridgeshire. And this is the doctor, Daniel Ubani, brought in from Germany to provide out-of-hours cover. Today, the agency which hired him confirmed that staff had been told to make sure they were giving the correct dose of medication after previous mistakes. And out-of-hours staff were warned that unless steps were taken, a patient could die. Our chief reporter Kim Riley was at the hearing today in Wisbech.
The Take Care Now team arriving at the inquest to explain the out-of-hours service's dealings with Dr Ubani and the action eventually taken after the death of David Gray. At his home in Mainey 2 years ago, the German locum injected him with a lethal dose of diamorphine. Nurse Carol Leonard on the right had been working a shift for TCN at Newmarket Hospital, taken aback when Dr Ubani asked how much ibuprofen he should be giving and discussed prescribing a powerful asthma drug without first assessing the patient. She'd called the TCN duty manager to voice her concerns. Dr Christopher Browning, in charge of the clinicians at Take Care Now, said he'd telephoned Dr Ubani after hearing of David Gray's death from the ambulance service. Dr Ubani was devastated, shocked, very upset. He said he'd been in clinical practice for 16 years without adverse incident. Dr Browning said he'd checked out the other calls Dr Ubani had made on patients and decided he couldn't allow him to continue working. He was ordered to return to base. A month before Mr Gray's death, Dr Browning had alerted staff to 2 serious incidents in Suffolk in the previous year. Patients in acute pain had been given 30 milligrams of diamorphine. Both patients suffered respiratory collapse and had to be taken to hospital. Both recovered, but, said Dr Browning, that sort of dosage carries a significant risk of death. David Gray's sons were today able to examine the care box from which Dr Ubani removed the 100 milligram vial of diamorphine, a huge dose. The inquest heard such large quantities of controlled drugs are no longer routinely available to the doctors and procedures have been tightened. But the legal team for the Gray family said TCN had taken many months to get to grips with the problem. Too late for David Gray. Kim Riley, BBC Look East, Wisbech.
It looks like a solution is finally in sight to a dispute which has rumbled on for 2 years involving the parents of a soldier killed in Afghanistan. The argument has been over the parents' wish for their son's name to be listed on their local war memorial in Essex.
Robert Foster was 18 when he joined the Royal Anglian Regiment. He went to Afghanistan in March 2007. 5 months later, he was killed. This memorial is 5 minutes from where his family lives in Harlow. They assumed his name would be put on the cross, but 2 years on, it's not there.
I don't think we're asking for the world. We're just asking for a name to be put on a memorial.
It's actually quite a simple thing, isn't it? When you think about it, it doesn't take much at all.
Robert's family asked Harlow Council, who maintain the memorial, and the Royal British Legion why they wouldn't add Robert's name.
We respect what the Royal British Legion are saying, and what the Royal British Legion are saying is, as far as their belief is, the cross was there for First World War and Second World War deceased only.
In Ipswich, 6 names from recent conflicts have been included on the town's war memorial. One is Private Aaron McClure. Aaron died in the same operation as Robert Foster.
I'm so pleased that Aaron's name's on there, and for me, it really hurt when I found out that Aaron, who died alongside Robbie, his family were contacted by Royal British Legion that said it would be an absolute honour to allow us to put your son's name on our local war memorial. And to me that really hurt, because of the situation we found ourselves in.
Harlow Council is now proposing to build a wall behind the cross. Robert Foster's name would be engraved on that wall. His family say it would be a fitting place for their son's story to end. And Jana Gadgill, BBC Look East.
And you can see more on that story on tonight's Inside Out. It's here on BBC One at 7:30, presented by David Whiteley.
It's been revealed today the world diving champion Tom Daley could be based in Essex for the 2012 Olympics. A diving tower is going up in Southend, and the British Olympic diving team has already said it wants to use it. Gareth George is there now.
Why the Olympics is going to be good for the East, Stuart, then all you have to do is look behind me, lit up in the darkness, the skeleton of Garran Park, a brand new £13.5 million swimming and diving centre. And when it's finished, this centre could boost our 2012 medal hopes.
It's back-breaking work building a swimming pool, but this is what sets this one apart. It's a diving tower, and when it's finished, it will be the only one in the East.
It's in 30 pieces, and the units weigh from 0.5 tonne up to 19 tonnes, and we erect it in the sequence, as you can see behind.
And I'm at the very bottom of the diving pool. This is 6 metres, which is over 22 feet deep, and the builders believe it's the deepest in Europe.
And it could help Tom Daley, Britain's teenage diving sensation, win 2012 gold, because the British diving team want to use Garran Park as their training camp. The team's national performance director said the facilities that are on offer are to a high international standard, which meet the high expectations of British diving. Local councillor Derek Jarvis was seeing how the work was going. He said if the diving team were based here, it would realise one of Southend's Olympic dreams.
We are absolutely delighted with this news, and we're just letting the news out today, so you're amongst the first to hear it, and I'm sure the town will be ecstatic about it when they read about it and see this programme on tonight.
There's much work to do before the centre opens in the autumn, but this tower could boost the medal chances of one of our brightest sporting stars.
Southend, of course, perfect for a training camp because we're only about half an hour from Stratford, where the Olympics itself is going to be held. And this diving centre is going to be so good, the British diving team have snapped it up before another team could get there.
Gareth, thank you very much indeed. Well, more from Gareth later in the programme, plus our guest reporter, Mark Foster, with an Olympic hopeful to watch out for in 2012.
Our special report tonight looks at the financial struggle of the region's football club.